Of those who tested positive for coronavirus across all settings, 37,460 people have sadly died. And since yesterday, 412 deaths have been recorded.
If you have one or more,
we all have our part to play. This is a national effort, and we all have a role. If you have symptoms, you must isolate immediately and get yourself a test. Yesterday, 2,013 people tested positive, and the next step is that through contact tracing, like detectives, the NHS clinician from NHS Test and Trace and the person who's tested positive work together to identify the possible movements of the virus, where it's been, and who else it might have infected. Then we isolate those contacts who might have been infected, so the virus is unable to spread.
Sense of taste or smell.
In NHS Test and Trace, we're not bringing in a mandatory system, at least in the first instance, because we have the faith in the British people that they will follow what is needed, because it is the right thing to do for themselves, it's the right thing to do for their loved ones and their families, and it's the right thing to do for people's whole communities, because it will make it less likely that wider action will be needed locally, and because it'll make it less likely that there's a local flare-up. So the civic duty and the personal responsibility to follow the instructions of NHS Test and Trace is a very important part of what we're asking people to do following the launch of this service from 9 o'clock tomorrow morning, when the first people will start to get contact from NHS Test and Trace and asked to do something that we recognise is a big ask, which is to self-isolate for 2 weeks.